8 p.m. CST, live on Facebook and YouTube. Join us as we discuss pertinent issues that relates to you and I with your host, Alinko.
Hello, everyone. This is another edition of the Progressive Mind Show. We are very excited to be coming your way. I understand that today we had to switch the time a little bit, so please bear with us. It's April 20th, 2022. We are going to be talking about the Illinois Mortgage Program Assistance, and as usual, we have our usual program director who was here the last time talk about the rental. And for callers, for those who are calling in, please bear with us. We want to get the information out, and then you can call after. And so at least give us the next 30 to 45 minutes to get the information out. Again, we are very excited. My name is Senna, a.k.a. Alinko. I'm your host this evening. I am here with my co-host,
Michelle. Hi, everyone.
Great. And this, I put it to everyone that is calling. We would get into the program in the heartbeats. Please give us a little bit of time to listen into what the program is all about, and then you can start ringing in. So if I do not take your call, it's just because we want to be able to get the information out. And we will go straight to our guest this evening. Julio Soriano is the program director with the Illinois Housing Department Authority. I'm sorry, I'm showing the wrong screen. So Julio Soriano, Julio Soriano, yes. Program Manager, Strategic Response Department of Illinois Housing Authority. Sir, you're welcome to the show again.
Hi, good afternoon. Thank you so much for having me once again. And so I am here now to give some information about our new program, which is the Illinois Homeowners Assistance Fund. And I have a quick presentation that I would like to share.
Awesome. Before you go there, let me introduce our second guest. STELLA OKERE works with the United African Organization here in Chicago. She helps coordinate these and much more programs. Also the supervisor of the volunteers that work with United African Organization. Stella, you're welcome to the show again.
Thank you, everyone. Hi.
Great. All right, we should get into it straight away. Julio, please take it from here.
Great. Sounds good.
So while we're waiting on Julio to set that up, Michelle, I know folks are trying to recover from all the pandemic struggles and whatnot, and so this will want to be very, very helpful to people who have been struggling with their rent and mortgage. Of course, we did the rental one. What are your expectations for this one, Michelle?
Well, today I think it's really important. We know that home ownership is very key and integral part of building generational wealth and inheritance. And so I think that this is a crucially important topic because it will help to continue to bridge that gap and make allow people, current homeowners, to have the opportunity to still save their homes and pass that legacy down to their future generations.
Absolutely. Very, very important. If you come on the feed, you want to share the information so that because a lot of people, not too many people are homeowners, but you may have a friend, relative, someone within your network who may find this information very useful. So please share it on Facebook and on YouTube, because we are live on those pages. During the show, you can call in. I'll provide a number for those of you who don't already have it. I think Julio is ready with this presentation. Please go ahead, sir.
Thank you. And I do want to agree with Michelle. I think one of the things that we've been very mindful here at IDA is not only about making sure that we can provide help to many struggling homeowners that have been impacted through the pandemic. And the purpose of today's presentation is not only give you information about the program, but really give you the useful information that you need. So when you fill out the application, you know exactly what are the steps that are required and what kind of documentation. So today's presentation, here's the agenda overall. We're going to go over the program overview and some of the key messages and so forth. But as a way of background, as the purpose of this program was to help and provide liquidity on the housing market. Unfortunately, many homeowners are underwater with the mortgage, and they're struggling financially. So through the federal government, through the American Rescue Plan Act, also known as ARPA, the state of Illinois has received over $300 million just specifically for this program. When we were designing this program, we were mindful of how can we help a much larger population of folks throughout the state of Illinois, and how can we make it and design in such a way that could also make it easier for the applicant. So with that in mind, what we came up under this program is that anyone who applies for this program can be eligible up to $30,000 that will help them cover any delinquent mortgage payments. Also, in addition to that, we will help in mortgage reinstatement or other housing-related costs related to the period of forbearance necessitated by the pandemic. We will also cover delinquent property taxes. Let me be very clear on this one comment. For property taxes, it would only be applicable if there's no mortgage associated with the property. And in addition to that, the property taxes must not have been sold when applying. Under this program, we will also cover any delinquent homeowners insurance and flood insurance. We will also cover any delinquent homeowner association fees and any delinquent mobile home lot rent. So you may ask yourself, am I eligible? This seems like this is something that can help me. Well, in order to apply, again, one, you must have experienced a financial hardship related to COVID-19. In addition to that, you must be behind on your primary mortgage at least by 30 days. In addition to that, the monthly mortgage payment must be less than 42% of the monthly gross income, and this percentage is used as the baseline for sustainability. The exception for this would only be for households with delinquent property taxes, again, with no mortgage associated to a property. Also, in addition to that, not only are single-family properties eligible for this program, but we have opened this program to anyone living in a condominium, mobile home, or manufactured home. I should also note that this program is not available for any investment properties. So therefore, it means that you must reside on the property in which you're applying for. And needless to say, the property must be located within the state of Illinois. In addition to that, there is an area median income that you must be eligible for. So under this program, any household income that is below 150% AMI can qualify. The area median income, again, AMI, is based on HUD guidelines that we follow. This percentage and amount the amount will change and vary depending on the county that you live in the state of Illinois and the number of households, individuals that you live that embody the household size. 150% of AMI is very generous compared to other government assistance programs. And the reason we did this again is in an effort to make sure that more people were eligible to apply. Once we start reviewing applications for this program, we will start reviewing them in the following order. 1, households under 100 AMI with imminent foreclosure judgment or property tax sale. The reason that we're going to be focusing on these applications is due to the sense of urgency and the fact that we know that we want to help them avoid getting into foreclosure. The second set of applications that we're going to be focusing on are households that are under 100% AMI in our 57 target zip codes. Now, these are areas that we were able to quantify and do an analysis that we told Treasury that we found as being the most vulnerable areas in the state with a higher delinquency rate for their mortgage. most of these areas actually are located within Chicagoland area. Then we will proceed by reviewing the third set of category of applications. And those are anyone that's under 100% AMI with none of the above characteristics. And then lastly, we will focus on those applications and where the homeowner has identified as being socially disadvantaged and where the household's income, area median income is above 100%, but less than 150% AMI. So what are the steps for you to do? So what we've done in our end here at IDA is that we have centralized all this information about the program and have also included FAQs and outreach information for you to digest and look at. We have also developed an informational webinar that is posted on the same website. And that website is illinoishousinghelp.org. It is really important for you to visit that website. That is the website also in where you will find the application. The application portal was open on April 11th at 9 a.m. and will close on May 31st at 11:59 p.m. So if you're interested, please go visit the website, get some information about the program, and start your application. The one requirement that we are making as part of this application is that you as a homeowner must pursue housing counseling from a HUD-approved agency or a legal aid organization. Our HUD-approved agencies and those legal aid organizations are also listed on the same website. In an effort, again, to make sure that they have achieved the desired goal of the program of providing housing stability for the individual, we any applications that get approved and funded, we at IDA are going to be following up with the homeowner between 3 to 6 months after the payment has been issued to the lender. So in regards to the application itself, the first thing you're going to do is not only go visit the website, start your application, but the first thing you're going to notice and fill out is an eligibility questionnaire. The questionnaire is designed to determine if you meet all the requirements that I just mentioned. And not only that, but it's an opportunity for you to create an account on the platform. In order to create an account on the platform, we encourage you to use an email and password that you will remember, since you will need it after you submit the application. And all communication for any outstanding information that we need from you will be sent to the same email. So it's really important you use the same email that you can easily remember. Also, once you fill out the application, if there's a co-borrower on the mortgage, that individual will be required to also sign the agreement, which is embedded in the application. So what kind of documents are you going to be needing? Most of them are what you would expect. And that includes proof of ownership. That also includes proof of address, an ID for the primary applicant and co-borrower, income support documentation for anyone over the age of 18, a certificate from a housing counseling, or a letter from your lender explaining what was the loss mitigation option and decision made for your mortgage. I should note that the reason that we're making a requirement to get a certificate from a HUD-approved housing counseling agency is that not only do we firmly believe on the value of housing counseling, but the HUD-approved agencies not only have a wealth of knowledge, but also have the expertise and follow HUD guidelines when they're exploring the loss mitigation options. They also see things from a much global perspective and can assist you in negotiating with your lender. Upon completion and hopefully having a final outcome from your lender, they will issue a certificate that you will use and then upload as part of your application. Now, if you decide not to pursue housing counseling from a HUD-approved agency, then we are going to be requesting that if you contacted your lender directly, to please provide us the letter that they send you with what was the loss mitigation option that they offer you. If you have more than one mortgage associated with the property and that you're requesting assistance, we will require a letter for each mortgage that you're asking for assistance. Other documentation that we're going to need includes a mortgage statement, a mobile home loan statement. If you have, again, a second and third mortgage statement, those would apply. A property tax statement, a property insurance statement, a property flood insurance statement, a homeowners association fees ledger, and a lot lease if you're applying for lot lease assistance. Now, the following documents that I'm going to share may not be applicable for everyone. It is depending case by case. However, if you fall under any of these categories, we will need the following documentation. Notice of default from the servicer, court documents for any foreclosure proceedings, notification about an upcoming property tax sale, notification about an upcoming sheriff sale, if an active bankruptcy or a recently discharged bankruptcy, approval from a bankruptcy trustee so IDA can communicate and potentially pay the creditors on your behalf, a discharge notice of recently exit bankruptcy, and a forbearance agreement. Again, these documents may not be applicable to you, but if unfortunately you're going through one of these scenarios, we need that documentation. Now, I'm going to share with you a video that we have created that really is going to show you right now from beginning to end how to fill out the application, what parts do you got to upload documents, and not only that, but what is the process overall that you're going to experience when you're filling out the application.
Hello, in this video, we'll be talking about how to apply for the Illinois Homeowner Assistance Fund Program. To begin, visit illinoishousinghhelp.org. Next, click on Mortgage Assistance. To apply for ILHAP, simply click on Apply Now. This will take you directly to the Eligibility Questionnaire. Here, you can choose your preferred language and read more about the program. To begin your application, enter the county in which your home is located or your 5-digit zip code. Next, you will be asked a series of questions regarding eligibility. Do you own a home in Illinois? Do you reside at your property in Illinois, and is it your primary residence? Has anyone in your household experienced any financial hardship associated with the COVID-19 pandemic? Has your mortgage been delinquent for 30 days or more, or are you on a forbearance? If you do not have a mortgage, you will be asked if you are behind on paying your property taxes. Next, you'll be asked if you've contacted a HUD-certified housing counselor to explain your options, or if you've contacted your mortgage servicer to discuss loss mitigation options. At the end of the questionnaire, you will need to check the box to attest that you understand that your mortgage servicer must accept payment on your behalf. Then click Next. After that, you will be directed to enter information about yourself in order to create your account. Once you click Next, your eligibility questionnaire will be submitted and an account will be created for you. Please note that the eligibility questionnaire is not the application. You must complete an application in order to be eligible for assistance. Please check your email for a temporary password and log into your account. If this is your first time logging in, you will need to create a password for yourself. Please be sure to take note of the email address you used to create your account and the password, as this will be used later to check the status of your application and upload additional documents if needed. The application is available in English and Spanish. If you need assistance in a different language, or if you need technical assistance, please contact a housing stability service provider. To begin your application, click on Start New Application located in the top right corner. Then, select the type of financial hardship that was experienced. If you received assistance from a housing stability service provider, select from the drop-down here. Next, you will answer a series of questions to help determine which documents you need to upload. The first question is, have you received a notice of default from your servicer? If yes, enter the date of your notice here and upload your notice of default here. Have you received a court summons, or are you in active litigation regarding a foreclosure? Or is there any pending legal action against you for missed housing payments? If yes, enter the date of the summons here and upload your court summons for foreclosure here. Have you received notice from your county assessor that your taxes will be sold? If yes, enter your schedule date of tax sale here and upload your tax sale notification here. Have you received a notice regarding pending sheriff's sale? If yes, enter the scheduled sale date here and upload the sheriff's and sale notification over here. Then you will be asked, have you discussed your loss mitigation options with your mortgage servicer, contacted a HUD-certified housing counselor, or sought out legal aid for assistance to avoid foreclosure? Select from one of these choices and enter your supporting documents here. Now, if you have not done any of these, please make sure to do so as soon as possible. You can continue to submit your application, but in order to be approved, you must complete one of these items. To continue, click Save Documents. Next, you will need to enter applicant details. Enter your name, contact information, date of birth, your Social Security or ITIN, your address, and some personal details. And then your proof of address, proof of identity, and proof of ownership. Now, in each of these sections, you can select from the drop-down what type of document you'll be uploading. And then drag and drop those files over here. Here, here. Once you've uploaded your documents, click Save Documents to continue. Next, enter applicant household details. Please provide details about each income-earning adult member of your household. This includes any adults who live at the property in this application as their primary residence and contribute to the household income. If there are any income-earning adults in the household aside from the primary applicant, please use the Add Household button to add their details below. So here I'm going to enter how many people are in my household. I have 4 people. And there is another person aside from myself who's contributing to our household income. So I'm going to put one other person. And then I'm going to click Add Household Member to add their information. And then once you fill out these fields, you just click Submit. To continue to the next screen, click on Next and Save. This will take you to the Income Verification section. Applying for the Homeowner Assistance Fund requires verification of household income in order to determine if the household is eligible for financial assistance. Please enter total gross income, which is income earned before taxes and other deductions, for all sources of income for each income-earning household adult, including co-borrowers if they reside at this property. Please enter income for the same calendar year. For example, all household members' income entered should be using 2020 income or 2021 income or 2022 income. IDA cannot calculate household income using mixed incomes from different years. Begin by clicking Add Income. And then select the source of income, enter in the amount, and then select the frequency of which the income was earned. Click on Save to continue. Next, click on Add Documents. Select from this list which document you will be uploading to show your proof of income. Once you click on Add, you will be taken to this Upload Documents screen. You can click on Upload to select which document you'll be uploading, or drag and drop it over here. Be sure to click the Save button after each document upload. After that, click on Add Sign. And here you can put in your signature. You could either type it here or use your mouse pad to sign. And then you will need to check this box. I hereby attest that all income information included is correct and complete. And then click Save. Continue this for each income earning member of your household. If you have additional sources of income, click the Add Income Source button. Click on Save Documents to be taken to the next section. The next section has a series of questions to help determine what type of assistance you need. To apply, applicants must have a primary mortgage or manufactured mobile home loan that is delinquent at least 30 days. There is one exception for households that do not have a mortgage. That is, homeowners without a mortgage are eligible for tax assistance if their taxes are past due. If your taxes are past due, you would enter yes over here, enter the delinquent amount, put in your property identification number here, and then put in your property tax collector name and address. If you are not behind on taxes, you would select no. And then you have another set of questions. Do you have a mortgage? If yes, you will need to enter your primary mortgage information. This includes the current status, forbearance information, and information on when you made your last payment, the unpaid principal balance, the monthly mortgage payment, and the delinquent mortgage payment. Next, you will be asked if you pay for any of the property costs via escrow payments included in your monthly mortgage payment. If yes, select all that apply and enter how much of each monthly mortgage payment goes towards those escrowed costs. This information can be found on your mortgage statements. As you click through each of these items, you can enter the amount here. The next question is, do you have a manufactured mobile home loan? If yes, provide the mobile home loan information here. To continue to the next section, click on Next and Save. Next, click Add Document to show your past due balance. Upload a mortgage statement that clearly shows your name, property address, delinquent amount, breakdown of escrow costs if included, loan number, mortgage servicer name, and the payment remit instructions. Upload your mortgage statement here, and then click Save. Click Save Documents to continue to the next section. After that, you will need to provide details about your primary mortgage and all other mortgages against your primary residence. Click on the Add Details button, and then enter the name of your mortgage servicer here. This is who you pay your mortgage payment to. Enter the mortgage loan number here, and then the address. Then enter details of when you last made your mortgage payment, how many monthly mortgage payments you have missed, what type of mortgage loan this is, there's a drop down, when the loan was originated, and what the original amount was when it closed, and if it's a reverse mortgage. You will then ask to answer a yes/no question. Based on your current household income, do you have the financial means to pay your monthly mortgage payments if your loan was current? If you answer no, the ILHAF program will make up to 3 months of forward mortgage payments if funds remain after curing all delinquencies. You will then be asked a yes/no question. Would the 3 additional months allow you the financial means to make your mortgage payment going forward? Once you've completed all of the information on the screen, click Save to continue. The next section is regarding the co-borrower. Please provide details about any co-borrowers on your mortgage. The co-borrower will be required to sign the application. You may add up to 3 co-borrowers for each mortgage or loan. To add a co-borrower, simply click on Add Co-borrower. Then add the co-borrower's information and click on Add Co-borrower. If you do not have a co-borrower, select the checkbox to skip this detail and proceed further. To continue, click Next and Save. You will then be taken to the application summary. Here, you will see all of the information that you entered in your application. Please be sure to read the grant agreement and the disclosures carefully. Then, check the boxes in the disclosures and let us know how you heard about the OHAV program. Please be sure that all of the information you are about to submit is correct and that you have uploaded all of the required documents. If you have any doubt, you may click this Previous button to go back to the various sections of the application. To submit, sign the application here or sign above over here and then click Submit Application. You will then be asked, have you confirmed all of your information is correct? Once you submit your application, you will not be able to make any further changes. You can click on No, Go Back to Application to verify your information and make changes, or click Yes, Submit if you are done. Once your application is finished being processed, you will receive an email confirmation. This concludes how to apply for OHAV. Hope you found this video useful and thank you for watching.
If you have anything to add, and then Stella can come in.
I'm sorry?
No, I'm saying that if you have anything to add to the presentation, please feel free to do so before, and then we'll take a comment or question from Stella, and then the calls can come in too.
Great, yeah. A couple of things I do want to reinforce is that at any point, again, you as the applicant can check the status of your application by signing back on the dashboard, and you will see different statuses that are applicable, so you can know exactly where your application is going through. As a friendly reminder, any applications that we approve and pay, we are going to be doing a follow-up to make sure that there has not been any changes to their living situation. Lastly, the key components of our success have to do with our housing agencies. Specifically for this program, our HUD-approved agencies are going to be there to help you fill out the application and, again, do the foreclosure counseling prevention that you need in order to get the certificate. And we're happy to say that we have full coverage, and we have our agencies that speak multiple languages in an effort to go ahead and cater to your needs. As a friendly reminder, again, I cannot stress this anymore. If for any additional information and find a copy of the application can be found on the IllinoisHousingHelp.org website. And more importantly, you as the applicant should never, ever pay to fill out this application or get information about the program. If you have any questions about your application, about the program, please give us a call at our call center, which is 866-454-3571, or you can send us an email at havequestions@ida.org. We have modified our operation hours from 8 in the morning to 7 p.m. to make sure that we can go ahead and try to help as many people as possible. So now that concludes my presentation, but I know that Stella has a couple things she would like to share.
I'm sorry. Yes, Stella, if you do.
Thank you so much for that. I know the whole presentation is overwhelming. I know it's very overwhelming. What I'm hearing from the community is that it's kind of difficult for them to get counseling, either one-on-one or a webinar where they can just go ahead and do it and get certificate to prove that they've done it. Is there any, I don't want to say shortcuts to get those people, because when I even called one agency, they said they're fully booked right now and they're helping a lot of people. So for anybody to have counseling, either one-on-one or video, is going to take a long time. So
Okay, so before you you respond to Stella's question, we have a call on the line, and then Stella is here with us, so she can reiterate it even if you forget, which I know you won't. Okay, the call dropped, unfortunately. If you want to ring in, it's 815-277-5047 for those of you who don't have the number. But folks who have been trying before, please feel free to do so now. But you can go ahead and respond to Stella's question. Julio.
No, it's a good point. So no, there's not another way to get the certificate, right? We understand that many of our HUD-approved agencies right now are getting an overwhelming number of calls for appointments. And the one thing is that we continue working with them. It is really, really critical for them to get the full counseling. It is not a webinar, but you getting the information of webinar on the website does not mean or fulfill the requirement of getting the full counseling session. And if for some reason your appointment is not available between now and May 31st, the HUD-approved agency in which you make the appointment, they can issue you a letter that you can then, in lieu of the certificate, when you're applying, upload that letter. That letter will essentially tell us you have an upcoming or pending appointment with them, and we'll make sure to put a hold on that application while you continue getting the counseling that you need.
Okay, Doreen, you just got into the Illinois Mortgage Assistant Program. You've just heard from Julio. Please go ahead. If you have a question or a comment, please.
Hi, good evening.
Yes, good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Okay. So my question is, I am trying to apply for the mortgage assistance, and it's with a housing constant agency. And I got the information back from them. I had sent over some paperwork, etc. And they advised me that I physically have to go on the website and apply. But when we had the webinar and also the Zoom meeting, I was of the opinion that they will sit with us or the homeowners, etc., and fill the application, or there is a assistance, some sort of assistance that they will provide. But I'm getting wrong information, which I need to clarify.
Okay.
So again, for expectation, that what the agency can do, right, and it's dependent on their ability and capacity. What most agencies are doing is that they will sit down with the applicant, do a full counseling intake, and at that moment also help them fill out the application, especially for individuals that may be having technology barriers. However, you as the homeowner, the key component that you need from the agency is getting the counseling session and the certificate. And if you have the ability to complete the application on your end, you can do that. If you don't, so I think there's two ways that you can address it, right? Do you mind if I ask you, was this only a one session, or did you have multiple sessions with the agency?
When you say one question, the thing is that what if, because sometimes when you're dealing with these things, you may answer the question incorrectly, which will, you know, somewhat be used against you, or you may not make you qualify and things of that nature. So if the agency sits down and help you to do it, then that will be, you know, you will be able to say, okay, I may get approved and stuff. But if they just say, oh no, we'll send you the certificate. We already have you as one of our clients for housing counseling, but you have to go on the website. Here are the documents that you need to have. You have to go on the website and apply. And it just feels like we're being railroaded because, yes, we have to physically do things for ourselves, but sometimes when it comes on to mortgage and questions and things of that, it can be intricate, it can be confusing, and it can also be at the end of it result in you not getting approved because you didn't answer correctly or answer the right, you choose the right option.
Sure, I completely understand. So let me just give you the following answer. Either A, go back to the agency and request that you want a in-person meeting that can help you fill out the application. If you don't, if they don't are able to accommodate that for you, please send us an email with your name and what agency you contacted, and we'll be able to contact you and address it correctly.
Okay. Get it.
Okay, Doreen, would that be a satisfactory response to your question?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Thank you so much for ringing in. If you want to contribute, we are live on Facebook and on YouTube. It's the Progressive Minds, and we're talking to Julio Soriano from IDA, Illinois Housing Department, or Illinois Department of Housing. Correct me if I'm wrong, Julio.
Illinois Housing Development
There you go.
Authority.
Yeah, Illinois Housing Department Authority. I thought I got it right.
Alinka, we actually have a question from the audience.
Yes.
We have Care Accounting plus Financial Literacy. She asks, also many community members are being told by the Housing Counseling Agency that they need to apply by themselves. Please clarify.
Yeah, so I think it goes back to my previous comment, right? There's a couple agencies that have the staff capacity and ability to sit down, do the whole not only counseling component, but then fill out the application while they're there. There's other, in order to accommodate, again, because they're getting a lot of requests for appointments, there's a couple agencies that, depending on how those conversations go, they may do the counseling component, and then they'll tell them, here's the documents, here's the information you're going to need. You can do this in the comfort of your own home if you prefer. So I think it's a mix of situations, right, on how what's best suited for that individual.
All right, thank you. I don't know if Michelle, while you were listening, I know you were taking notes.
I actually had a question. I know that a lot of families have been hit dramatically by the pandemic, and I'm sure clearly there's an influx of applications coming in. How successful, Julio, has the program been in helping homeowners save their homes?
Yeah, it's a really good question. So we just launched the program, and we're keeping a very close eye as in regards to the traffic of applications that we're receiving. It is very premature to give you a proper response. I will share that based on the number of applications that we received, most of the applications that we have received are actually of individuals that need the assistance. But I think better yet, the better answer to quantify the impact and how our programs have been successful is by letting you know that in comparison to our counterparts with other states, we are, the state of Illinois, one of the front runners in the country when it comes to designing and implementation of these type of programs. Just along with the rental payment program that we just ended not that long ago, we have actually dispersed more than close to $1 billion in less than 1 year. And that was only for the rental payment program. And it goes to show the high demand, unfortunately, that we need for these type of services. And we're expecting the same will apply for the mortgage program.
Do you think that they will ever extend it past May? Do you think the chances of that are going to happen?
Yeah, it's a really good question. So we are keeping a very close eye in regards, again, to the number of applications that we receive. And we are already in communication with the federal government and also with the governor's office in regards to potentially looking at additional funding later down this year.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much for a great response. Is this a program that is consistently run by the state of Illinois?
No, it's not. Again, this is a response, right? What the federal government did is that they understood with the new administration that came in under Biden, one of the first things that they did was infuse capital through the different states so they can design their own different programs. And we're talking billions and billions of dollars from the federal government. When it came to housing, and I think it speaks also volumes of the commitment of our current governor, J.B. Pritzker, and his administration. One of the things that he did out of the gate was to help us and be a champion in promoting policies and programs that are efficient and that can help not only homeowners in this case, but also landlords and tenants that were suffering due to COVID-19. But unfortunately, these programs do have an expiration date. However, again, we are in constant communication, not only with the governor's office, but also with the federal government. And I got to say that based on preliminary conversations, we're already thinking about how is this going to play and what kind of initiatives can we start working on, not only for next year, but in 2024 too.
Great. So again, for everyone that's listening that was calling earlier, I hope that the questions that you intended to ask from the beginning has been answered during the presentation. So if that's the case, that's fine. But I just don't want anybody to feel that, we didn't want to take your calls. It was just because we wanted to get the presentation going. So feel free to call again if you have additional questions or comments. It's for those of you who don't have it, it's 815-277-5047. Stella, I know you've been working in tandem with the department and with Julio. How has the response been so far with this mortgage program with regards to the community that you serve?
Thank you, Aliko. Like I point out, the problem they have in is just the counseling. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
And without the counseling, you can move forward, right?
Okay.
Because that's the key thing for you to reapply for the mortgage.
Okay, hold on to that, and I would like you to continue from that statement. I think there's a caller on the line. Please tell us your name and why you're calling.
My name is Fran.
Yes.
And I'm calling. My question is, if you have a mortgage, you owe, and then you were on forbearance, and the time came, so you have to borrow money from the bank or on a credit card to make that payment to avoid the foreclosure of your house. Is there any help for that so that you'll be able to pay the loan or the credit card? And the second question is, if you rent a place to somebody, the landlord, and then the person couldn't make a payment for a while, is there any help for that one too?
Okay.
Thank you.
Sure.
Those are my two questions.
Yeah. Okay. So if I heard correctly, I think the first question was like, what happens to those individuals, right, who was making a good faith effort and trying to stay current with the mortgage, if this program can help them? I think that was the first question. And if it is,
was that your question, Adre?
The question was, when I was on forbearance plan, and then the time came out for me to pay off. So you have to borrow money or take a credit card and get the money from me to pay the mortgage. So is there any way I can be helped to pay that credit card or the loan? That's the first question.
Okay, so let him respond to the first question. That way we can get it straight, okay?
Yeah.
Right. So
so I think she borrowed she probably used her credit card to make payment, and she's thinking if you know, the program assists people to get reimbursement to pay off that credit card. Andre, is that your question?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I was gonna say, unfortunately, through the, and this is actually a mandate through the federal guidelines, right?
Okay.
That for the program. Unfortunately, the individual must be behind at least at a minimum 30 days to be eligible. And this is something that we considered, because we understand that many people, in an effort to be current with the mortgage payment, they had to either borrow money from family members, credit cards. But unfortunately, this is one of the federal policies through the Department of Treasury that we had to implement in our own program.
Right.
And this is, again, shameless plug here, that how housing counseling still is a good option, because there's other programs within the state of Illinois that can help individuals that are still behind, whether it's on outstanding credit card debt, or maybe looking at other financial tools that may be applicable to them.
Okay. And do they go through your department to get access to those, or there's a different?
Yeah, there's different departments. I can tell you that, like, Department of Illinois Department of Human Services is one of a good option. Department of Economic Commerce is another one. They tend to have different programs that may be suitable.
Well, maybe Stella, and maybe we may have to work hard and get in the Department of Human and Commerce, all of that too. Because people are struggling in different ways, right? We were just discussing how people are coping post-pandemic. It's really a scramble here. So I think that would help a lot. So, Andre, what's your next question? If that response was satisfactory to your first one.
Yes, thank you for that. The second one is if your tenant doesn't pay you for a while, because I heard that you said that they help the landlord as well. So how does that one work?
Okay.
Yeah, if we would have been having this conversation about a month ago, 2 months ago, I would have said you should apply to our Illinois rental payment program. But unfortunately, right now, we're not accepting any applications. In fact, we're in the process of issuing payments for that program. I will say, though, that if for that type of situation, again, same as a mortgage, we're looking at having conversations already with the federal government and see if there's an opportunity to receive additional funding that can help struggling landlords and tenants. And again, the same website that I share on that presentation, which is illinoishousinghhelp.org, that is also the website that we use for our rental payment program. So in the future, if this program were to become available again, the application and all that information would be posted on the same website.
Okay. Andre, does that answer your question? And I can understand. So you probably have a tenant who's not being able to pay, and so that's of course affecting your bottom line. So yeah, so landlords are not assisted, for rent for tenants who are not able to pay them, right?
As of right now, not anymore.
Right. Okay. Well, Andre,
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome, and please make sure you contact the Illinois Department of Human Services, right, Julio? That's what you mentioned, and then the Department of Commerce and Economic Development, something like that. Okay, yeah, Andre, please make sure you reach out to them and see how they can assist you in this regard. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I really appreciate you chiming into the show. 815-277-5047, 815-277-5047. If you want to ring in and ask a question regarding the Illinois Mortgage Assistance Program. Stella, yes, sorry I interrupted that time, but if you can go ahead.
No problem. I just talked about what's difficult they have it, right? With please clarify that one too. Without the counseling, right? They can move forward. Am I right on that?
Yeah. So in order to proceed the application, they got to do either, right? There's two options. One, get housing counseling from a HUD-approved agency and get that certificate.
Right.
Or B would be for them, the homeowner, directly get in contact with their lender and explain that they are struggling, that they cannot meet their payment, that they're already behind on the mortgage payment, and that they would like to explore their loss mitigation options. Every lender has some kind of department, whether they may call it even loss mitigation department, and where they will speak to a homeowner, look at their financial situation, see how much they owe, and they typically will make a proposal. That proposal is then sent via a letter, and that's the letter that the homeowner can use as part of the mortgage assistance application. However, from our perspective, what we want to encourage people is go seek housing counseling from a HUD-approved agency, because they have the ability and also experience in negotiating with your lender a better, hopefully a better solution and offer for the homeowner.
Okay. Thank you for that. I have another question. Somebody asked me that, okay, if they are all only 1 month, are they going to give them the whole 30,000 or just pay only that 1 month?
Yeah, it's a great question. So the way it would work, right? Different scenarios. If that's the only request that they're making, we would only be able to pay that 1 month, right? Don't forget, the individual can get up to 30,000. Doesn't mean that they will get the full 30,000. However, another different scenario that this can be applicable is, say that I myself owe 1 month of mortgage, and I live in a condo association, and where I have not been able to pay my condo association fees. And on top of that, the way that I structure my mortgage, I am responsible of paying my property taxes and insurance, which are not part of the escrow. So I am requesting, when I'm filling out my application, I'm requesting help for my 1 month that I'm behind on my mortgage, my condo association fees that I'm also behind, and my property insurance. So we would go ahead, pay off the 1 month that you owe on your mortgage, look at how much you owe on assessments, try to pay that off, and also your insurance, and see how much you have that, how much you owe, and pay that off too. And then look in total, based on your obligations that you have not paid, if you still are up under that $30,000 amount.
That's great. I think people will be able to, neutralize that information. Like, it's not just your 1 month; it's addition of other things too.
Yeah. But the primary purpose and objective for all of the applications that we receive that we're going to be looking for is on the mortgage, right? Once we know how much is the outstanding amount, whatever may be remaining, and if they ask for additional help, then we'll try to cover those too.
That's good.
In all, what's the duration before payment is finally made?
Really good question. I will say the following. The payment is going to be issued directly to the lender, right? We are, based on conversations with all the lenders that are involved with this program, it could take about 3 weeks once we have approved an application and requesting a notification from the lender that they're okay accepting that whatever amount we're going to pay them. That's 3 weeks already. The application portal is going to close on May 31st. We are putting all of our efforts in reviewing these applications, but as you can tell based on the video itself, there's a lot of documentation that we need to review on our end.
Yep.
Right? We got to verify information. There's going to be outstanding information. There's also a possibility that some things may not look correctly, and we're going to be reaching out to the homeowner or potentially the how to prove agency for asking additional information. I'm saying all this because it is very difficult right now even to try to give you an accurate timeline, right? We understand on our end that there's definitely a sense of urgency.
Right.
But I also want to let the public know that this is not a 30-day type of quick turnaround for us. And all of the lenders that we have, over 250 lenders participating on this program, have full understanding that the review for these applications are a little bit going to be time consuming. But I guess if we have this conversation in a month or so, we'll have a better idea what that timeline looks like.
Thank you for sharing. So you mentioned lenders, which means that the money is not dispersed by the state. It's done through small banks or financial institutions.
No, we pay directly to a lender.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And so if the funds will be dispersed, it'll be okay. Got you. I understand. So you pay on behalf of
the homeowner, right? The homeowner will never receive funds from us.
Gotcha.
No.
Got you.
We are paying on behalf of the homeowner, right?
I know, Michelle, you probably have a question or comment or something. You go ahead if you may.
Well, I just think that it's really great work what you all are doing, and kudos to the state of Illinois and Governor Pritzker for helping and seeing the need. I would hope that it would be extended, and I know that funding is tight. Is there any way that you all would be able to get other companies or organizations that facilitate the application process, to kind of get them help? Because obviously there is a huge, response of applications, and no one agency can just handle that influx. So what are you all doing to help mitigate that, or are you?
Yeah, no, we are very conscious of this, even to a point that even right now that we have our application portal, we're tracking the number of applications that we're getting hourly. We have over 200 staff that are only focused on reviewing applications for this program. We have added additional resources in an effort to streamline and expedite the process overall. And the fact, again, as I mentioned at the beginning, that we are one of the leading states in the country having a program that is that they're not only their approval rate, but also the number of applications that we overall handling and processing daily, I think speaks volumes of the fact that we have in our opinion, a pretty good oil machine behind this in regards to the operations. We're always thinking internally of how we can improve, what areas can we modify while still being in compliance through the federal guidelines. So yeah, I mean, to answer your question directly is that, yes, we're always consciously thinking about what other ways can we modify, if there's any way that we can modify our operations, but we're making every effort on our end to go ahead and expedite the applications.
Awesome. I don't know if you have a follow-up question, Michelle.
I do. If those applications get past the deadline date, I know you mentioned it, you touched on it briefly, but let's just say, they're still in the process and they passed the deadline. How does that work? Will they still be able to get through?
Yeah. So one thing that I think I want to make clear to everyone, right? Again, if for some reason you're speaking to a housing agency, a how to prove agency, or you have an appointment scheduled beyond May 31st, or you directly are negotiating with your lender, what we request on that one section of the application, when we're asking for either a certificate or a copy of your lender, that either the HUD proof agency provides you with a letter indicating when's your next appointment, what's the holdup, or B, for your lender to give you directly a letter stating that you guys are in conversations. This will help us, once we review your file, to put it on hold and continue reviewing other applications, and then be able to follow up with you, or you can let us know once an outcome has been achieved by your lender.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So essentially, there's nothing that can prevent you. I mean, once the deadline's there, like we're not gonna cancel your application. We'll just put it on hold.
Okay.
Mm. Well, it's 9 minutes past 6 p.m. We did like to. We understand the inconvenience for our regular audience that are used to the 6 p.m. Of course, it's show it starts at 6 p.m., but we had to make adjustments due to the schedules of the department. And so please bear with us as we know, because I'm getting text messages. We should have started at 6, but it was started an hour earlier. So please bear with us. The content will be available, which is this whole interview show, questions and answers that we're doing on the Illinois Mortgage Assistance Program is going to be available on the Progressive Minds Facebook page and YouTube. Those are available. You can always check it out and watch, because there's actually a question here that says, can we have the content? Yes. So if you go on the page, Facebook and YouTube, it should be there. At this point, if there are no, maybe Stella, you may have a question. And again, based on the fact that we had to start an hour earlier, we couldn't do the Captain Mike segment, which is basically updates on weather and health. He's here. We would, as we wait for further questions from our audience, we'll take a quick 2 minutes weather and health updates from Captain Mike. Captain Mike, I know it's late, so quickly give us what's in there with weather and health. Can you hear us?
All right, we'll jump right in right now. The White Sox played 2 games. First game they lost 11-1, so we'll kind of forget about that right now. They're down 1-0 in the top of the 4th inning. Cubs are down 2-0 in the top of the 1st inning. The Bulls play Milwaukee tonight. English Premier League, we have Arsenal defeating Chelsea 4-2. Leicester 1, Everton 1. Newcastle U defeated Crystal Palace 1-0, and Man City 3 and Brighton 0. Talking about our health and fitness tips, top 5 tips to help the men in your life live healthy lives. 1, make sure you schedule regular doctor visits. 2, exercise regularly together. Do whatever you like to do. Bike ride, jog, walk. Try to make it 30 minutes a day of regular exercise. 3, eat healthy. Try to eat healthier at home. Make sure you limit those saturated fats, which can diminish our memory and concentration. 4, manage stress together. Go on date nights together. Have couples massage. Meditate. 5, and get enough sleep. Get at least 7 hours per night, and that helps lower blood pressure. It helps with lowering diabetes and heart disease. And try to avoid caffeine and alcohol later at night, and naps after 3 p.m. And that does usually help out with the sleep process. And talking about the weather, right now, Midway 52 degrees, winds are out of southeast, gusty up to 25 miles per hour. And as you can tell, we're going to get into a little bit more of the weather for later this week. You could tell tonight is going to get down to 50 degrees. It's going to be a little gusty. Keep those gusty winds. Tomorrow up to 65, still strong gusty winds. Thursday and Friday, Friday we're going to have rain, high 62, low of 50 with that rain. Saturday up to 75 degrees and cloudy skies. We're going to keep it kind of dry. Sunday, mostly cloudy, going to have some rain. High of 64, low of 52, still going to be windy. Winds are going to calm down Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Going to be pretty decent, but Wednesday you might get that rain back. But overall, for April, we'll kind of take it. So we don't have any more snow, and we're going to warm up for the next couple of weeks. So with that in mind, and we're going to go back to you, Sina.
Thank you so much. Look, the good thing that I took from here is at least you don't have any more snow, at least for the next week, right?
Oh, I think we're done with snow. Thank goodness.
All right, that's Captain Mike. Thank you so much. Hey, we promise you that we're working on our production, and that's why we encourage you to donate to us so we can, you see all that. Yeah, that was that's our thing. That's how we give you our weather and sports updates.
Yeah, it's very high tech. We're cutting edge on the technology.
We'll get you there. So Captain Mike, we really appreciate it. We were talking about help from the Illinois Department of Housing. I always mention the Illinois Housing Department Authority. Okay. Whatever it is, we will get help from the state of Illinois for people who are behind on mortgage. And we've had serious conversation on that already. So, I know people have been struggling with, mortgage and rent and or whatnot. So I don't know if you have following. So please feel free to share this information to people within your network who might find this very useful, Captain Mike.
Absolutely. And one thing too, I want to throw in, since my mother was from Southern Illinois, a lot of us focus on the Chicago area, but housing is very important, and affordable housing is very important throughout the rest of the state, especially the southern part of the states where we're losing populations, and there are a lot of factors going on, and it's a very interesting topic.
Yeah, absolutely, and very much needed in these times. Captain Mike, we really appreciate you. We look forward to seeing you next week, Wednesday, and it will be on the regular time, 6 p.m. No surprises, I promise.
Hey, take care.
Have a good night, brother. Now, that said, Julio, do you get, when you look at the data of, applications, even when we came to the rental, even when it was with the rental program, you said it, but maybe if you can help us understand better, where is the concentration or the influx of application coming from most in the state of Illinois?
Yeah, no, it's there's definitely a correlation in regards to where the population is, right?
Yeah.
Which makes sense in the state. So most of the applications that we get is from the city of Chicago. We do keep track as to all based on the county. The other counties that we notice high traffic have been DuPage, Kane, and Will.
Okay.
And a little bit of Lake County. But, as Captain Mike said, we actually made a very conscious effort in our outreach efforts downstate. In fact, we have a couple colleagues that are going to be traveling down to Fairmont, which is really down south in the state, to really make sure that people are getting this information. But unfortunately, being such a big state, it's very difficult, and even because we're still like in COVID, right? There's a couple of restrictions. We rely so heavily on our agencies and people like STELLA to help us promote this information in their communities. But yeah, we definitely are keeping very close eye as to where these applications are coming from.
Thank you so much for sharing, Julio. I don't know if Michelle or Stella has any questions or comments.
Well, I was going to see if Stella, did you have a question, Miss Stella? If not, I always have questions. Okay, she gave me the thumbs up. I just have one question. I know that historically speaking in Chicago, the housing market is very segregated, right? Cannot, just have this conversation and not acknowledge racism, gentrification, and redlining in Chicago neighborhoods. Since you have been in this work and you all are targeting, disenfranchised communities by zip code, which I think is really wonderful, do you see more applications in those targeted areas than you do in other areas?
Yeah, we do. And in fact, one of the great things is that we actually not only share information, but we also in conversations weekly, not only with the city of Chicago, but also representatives from Cook County. Because again, going back to my previous comment that when you look at population, right, most populations in the Chicagoland area, we also identify and share notes as to how are they seeing, what kind of traffic, what kind of numbers are they looking, and we compare notes. But yeah, unfortunately, and this is why we made a very laser effort and focus on these areas that we identify as being the most vulnerable when it comes for the mortgage program. And we've actually, I can tell you also that being the second week that we open our application portal, we have received at least one application on all those 57 zip code area. And we expect that that's going to continue going up.
That's very interesting data. I'm curious to see the data and the outcome of the program, once those numbers are out. So I'll probably be harassing you at the end of June.
Definitely.
Well, it's 18 minutes past 6:19 p.m. Central Time. You have been watching the Progressive Mind Show. It is the #1 community building show in the world, and we have been talking about the Illinois Mortgage Rental Assistance Program currently ongoing. You want to tell a friend that can tell a friend, a family member, and a coworker who might benefit off of this program. We are very excited. We are very glad to get all this information out today by Julio Soriano, who is a program manager, and STELLA OKERE from the United African Organization, who work tirelessly for mostly the African immigrant community, but not just limited to African immigrant community. They help a lot of immigrants in the community. So STELLA, based off that, we will want to end the show the next few minutes. I don't know if you may have a few comments for folks that have been coming to, because I know you get the calls right now. After this show, I know they're going to call you. If they're listening, they probably wouldn't call, but they were going to call you to get responses to the same things that have said. And sometimes it's just what it is. People want to get the information twice so they can make informed decisions, or so they can make accurate decisions. So if folks that are watching, the people that you serve are watching now, what would you want to say to them with this, with regard to this program, based off your experiences that you've had in the past, actually within regarding the last program that we had, the rental program?
Thank you so much for that. To me, I would say they should not wait, so that if they're missing any documents, they have to, look for that document and be able to apply for that.
Okay.
Because it's going to end in May, and May is by the corner. We're talking about a week or 2 weeks now, right? So right now we're talking about the workers are overwhelmed with the applications, and the steps to review this application, right? It's not just like rental assistance where you can just submit directly and that's it. There's a lot of people involved, right? The bank, the lender, the co-borrowers, right? And the counseling too. So it's not something you should just wait till, well, I see it's still next month. No, I'll plead and advise people to go ahead and apply and talk to their lenders, right? Talk to the bank, talk to whoever they need to talk to, and book an appointment for their counseling one-on-one, which is very, very important. They should hurry up, do this. Then if they're missing any document, this is the right time for them to look for that document and be able to submit everything on time, right? It's not like the rental assistant, when you mix, they will email you. They have a lot of people they're working with. So do not wait, hurry up and submit your application. Then if they need to reach out to you, that's by the way, right? So you'll be able to do that.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing. Now, Julio, is there any other department, organization, agency that is running this program in parallel with you, or is just your department? And so, because when these things come, there are potential of scams, and even there could be legitimate organizations, agencies running this. But if there are, just help us understand. So when people hear or get calls or get emails, at least they're getting it from you that this one is legit, that is not legit.
Yeah. So great question. We are the only state agency with this program. No one else is offering this program right now for the state of Illinois. I believe Champaign County has their own program.
Okay.
But it's only for that county, right? And to my knowledge, that is it. But we're the only game in town right now when it comes to mortgage assistance. And again, I think you bring up a good point that I want to reinforce, that no one should be paying for any for any help in regards to this program or the filling out the application. If you get encounterment or someone reaches out to you asking for a fee to fill out the application, please let us know. We are working with the Attorney General's office in regards to making sure and identifying any fraudulent activity on that end. But more importantly, I think it is, again, through our partnerships, Stella and her organization is one of our agencies that we have partnered. And also, if you're looking for how to prove agencies, all that information can be found in the IllinoisHousingHelp.org website for your use, and also to identify if they're located near you.
Okay. Thank you so much for sharing. Maybe we can work to see if we can get the governor on the show to shed light on some of his policies in a lot of the things that people have been struggling with. But kudos to him so far. He passed the minimum wage. Illinois has now what, 15? The minimum wage in Illinois now is what, $15. That's of course awesome. And so hopefully we can get him to. But so far so good with the with the governor. With Governor Priska. So we really appreciate your time here, Julio Soriano. And it's I think we're within time, 4 minutes to 6:30. The show will be ending very soon. We are very much appreciative to all who have joined in. Care Accounting plus Joy here. Joy Bona has been here too. Rebecca was here earlier. Thank you all for joining. And those who have called so far. Well, we would like to wrap up the conversation this evening. We shall be back next week, Wednesday. But Michelle, if you have closing remarks. No, we'll start with Stella. At this point, we would like to take our closing remarks as we end the show. Again, we have 2 minutes, so if don't feel rushed, if you want to call in, please do so before we wrap up. If not, Stella, go ahead with your closing remarks, and then we will go to Michelle, and then Julio can close us up.
Okay, thank you so much. Let me just introduce UAO to people that don't even know them, right? UAO, United Africa Organization, we helped in different ways. We have the immigration team, we have the family and services, and we have the advocacy, right? So if you have any immigration case, want to renew your green card, want to become a citizen, or you are married and you want to apply to have your green card, please come to our office, 312-949-9980. I always forget the number. Then the family services, we'll be giving out a lot of diapers, right, for the new moms, and the pull-ups for depending on the age. And we'll be giving out some clothes, right? We really thank all our donors that be giving us a lot of things. We had our African Youth Forum last month, right? So we're giving out the gift, which is the backpack. And by July 23rd, we'll be having back to school event. So we're still looking for donors to help the community youth going back to school.
Yeah.
Then we have the advocacy where we talk about the policies and we let the community know what's going on in the politics and everything that had to do with the daily activities, like if there's any new law, if there's any new policy, depriving the immigrants coming in or any other thing, please give us a call, right? So we'll be there to answer your questions. And if we cannot, we will refer you to where to get the answer. So we don't chase people away, regardless of the status or anything at all.
Okay.
And today we have, I think, Chicago resident giving away $500.
Chicago
So,
what?
Resilient.
Chicago Resilience is giving away $500
Yes,
to
if you
who?
qualify to the community that's qualified for that.
And what does it take to I mean, how do you qualify? I mean,
Yeah, that caught me off guard.
okay, so Chicago.
Yeah,
What's the name of the organization again, or the institution?
It's Chicago. Is CRC? Yeah.
So Chicago.
Hold on 1 second.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
get it now because
yeah.
they're in the meeting. My focus is kind of divided.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. We just that way people can even look it up. If they miss this program, they can go online and look it
Yeah,
up.
it's Chicago Resilient Community Pool, which the mayor has just the program that he just introduced.
Okay,
And
Chicago
is
Resilience Community, Chicago Resilience Program.
Yeah, community program.
Community
Plus,
program.
yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so they're giving $500 to people
Who
that may
qualify
go
for
through
that?
hardship.
Right.
Okay,
For
and
the hardship and for the COVID-19 hardship program.
excellent.
Yeah.
Okay,
So the
and
500 is if they qualify for 12 months.
okay,
Every month. Yeah.
okay. So, but you have to be qualified and you have to fill an application, I'm sure, and all of that. Also,
Yeah.
if you want more information, you can contact Stella or just reach out to the United African Organization. If you Google them, it comes up. You call the number. And you can speak to anybody. But again, if you want to talk to Stella, Stella will direct you to where you have to go to. Well, that said, we would want to take Michelle's comment. No, let's get was it Michelle and then Julio? No, let's hear from Julio. You give us your closing remarks, Julio, and then we can get to Michelle.
Sure. So I want to go ahead and once again thank you guys, the Progressive Mind Show, Stella and her organization, United African Organization. I think again it speaks volumes as to the value of partnership. On behalf of IDA, on behalf of our Executive Director, Kristen Foss, and again on behalf of the Governor, J.B. Pritzker, we're very pleased to again have the ability and opportunity to share this information about this new program. We understand that there's many people who are in dire need. And in fact, shameless plug again, the governor is going to be making a press release about this program on Friday, so be on the lookout for that in the news too.
Okay.
So we continue again doing every effort that we can on our end, and again, we want to thank you, all of you, for allowing us in this evening to share all this useful information.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Michelle. It has been a very fulfilling and informative evening. Again, we just want to apologize to our audience for starting early. If we took you off guard, the information is on our pages. You can go back to it. But this has been very fulfilling, Michelle.
Yes, and also I would like to encourage our audience, if you are not already subscribing to our weekly newsletter for the Progressive Mind Show, you can do so by sending us a note on our website. That would allow you to be a part of this information as we disperse it through email. I'm sure we'll be able to send not only a recap from last week's show, but also the actual information that was provided in today's show. We will be sending out in our email communication as well. So be sure to sign up and provide your email so that you can be abreast on updates with this program.
Well said, Michelle, and thank you so much for your contribution. Stella, really appreciate you, program manager at the United African Organization, in charge of interns and also the supervisor of the volunteer team. We really want to appreciate you for coming on the show. We also want to thank so much Julio Soriano, the program manager of the Strategic Response Department of Illinois Housing Authority. Thank you again for your time. We were hoping that we can share much more information in the near future as needed. And then, of course, our hardworking co-host Michelle for coming in and helping with a wonderful show as usual. We want to thank all our audience for helping this show to be a success. Please keep sharing the information on the feed of Progressive Minds page and on YouTube. We are actually also live on Twitter. This show was carried by My Star. No, not My Star Radio. It was My Star Radio. It's changed to Afro Star radio station, and online radio station out there on the East Coast. It's 24/7. We were also cross promoting on that page. We're looking forward to more syndications and also getting our show live on our website. That should be work coming up very soon. We also want to remind our audience that the exchange ceremony is coming up June 4th. June 4th is going to be a very historic moment in the diaspora community. We are bringing all the African diaspora together to celebrate our culture. If we say African diaspora, for those of you who don't know, it comprises of the African community, African American, Latinx, Central America, and African Americans. And so we're going to come together and celebrate our culture, celebrate our humanity through a lot of cultural performances. There's going to be a high point of the event, which is the coronation of Reverend Jesse Jackson as an African chief. Is going to be very, very beautiful. A traditional way of honoring Reverend Jesse Jackson for all that he stood for and has been standing for humanity globally, and for, of course, minority folks and blacks. And so look out for the exchange ceremony at Eventbrite. Information is there. Tickets are being sold already. We'll be coming up. We'll be updating this flyer to show you all the dignitaries and important people who are going to be showing up. Not all of them, part of them, because we have a lot of dignitaries and very important community leaders, economic leaders that are going to be showing up. But we'll update the flyer with a few of them. So watch out in the days to come. We are very excited about this one. Go to Eventbrite now, check it out, and buy your ticket, and you will not be disappointed. We also have a surprise for you. Rhymefest is going to be one of our co-hosts, so you can imagine this is going to be very exciting. Well, on that note, we want to thank everyone once again. Let's keep sharing the feed and sharing the this very important information, as it may be beneficial to others. Well, on that note, Julio, have a wonderful evening. We're looking forward to see you go home and get some nice meal. You've done a great job. Tired, I'm sure. Let you know. And then let's see, Stella, I know you made some egusi soup, so you can go ahead and enjoy your egusi soup. Michelle, have a wonderful evening, you guys.
Thank you.
It was very informative. God bless.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.